Today's topic: coverage of women issues in Pakistan. Introduction: coverage of women issues in Pakistan. In Pakistan, the media plays an important role in showing what is happening in society. But when it comes to women, their problems and achievements are not given enough attention. Most news stories focus on issues like violence or discriminations against women, while their success in education, jobs, or leaderships is rarely shown. The media can help improve women's image and support gender equality if it shows women in a fair and positive way. There is a need for more balanced coverage that highlights both the challenges and the achievements of women in Pakistan. Past women coverage issues in Pakistan. Limited representations in media 1947-1990. In the early decades after Pakistan's independence, women were rarely shown in media. Most newspaper and radio programs focus on men's achievements and politics. Women appeared only in a female or household roles like mothers, wives, or caretakers. There were very few female journalists or anchors, so women's perspectives were missing. Stereotyping of women 1919-2000. In the 1990s, private TV channels started, but women were still shown in stereotypical ways as a weak, emotional, or dependent characters in dramas, rarely as a leader, decision maker, or professionals. In advertisement, women were often used to promote products, not to highlight real issues. Media mostly focused on women's beauty, fashion, and family life, while ignoring education, rights, and career challenges. Ignoring rural women's issues. For many years, media coverage was centered on urban women, especially in Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad. Problems of rural women like poverty, health, and early marriage were not covered. Stories of women working in fields, factories, or homes remained unheard. This created an unequal picture of Pakistani women, showing only city life and ignoring village realities. Sensational reporting of violence against women. In the early 2000s and 2010, when cases like honor killing, acid attacks, or harassment appeared, the media started to cover them. However, the reporting was often sensational and insensitive. Victim names and pictures were shown without permission. Stories focused on drama instead of seriousness of the issues. The media rarely followed up on justice or legal progress. The kind of coverage raised awareness but sometimes exploited women's suffering for ratings. Lack of women journalists and editors. In the past, most media houses in Pakistan were male-dominated. Very few women worked as reporters or decision makers. Because of that, stories about women's rights, education, or workplace harassment were not prioritized. When women journalists started entering the field, they faced harassment and discriminations, which made it harder for them to work freely. Political and social pressure. In Pakistan history, whenever women raised their voice, like during Benazir Bhutto's times or Aurat Foundation's activism, some media outlets criticized or mocked them. Conservative groups often pressured the media not to show bold or independent women. This made it difficult for women activists and leaders to get fair coverage. Now, present media coverage of women's issues in Pakistan. Better awareness and visibility. Today, media gives more attention to women's issues than before. Like TV channels, newspaper, especially social media highlights topics like women's education and jobs, harassment and domestic violence, women in politics and sports. Movements like Aurat March and Girls Empowerment. Women journalists anchors, and influencers are now active and visible, which gives women's perspective more space. Positive side, awareness is increasing. People now talk openly about women's rights. Women roles models, successful women in science, sports and business are shown more often. Social media power, platforms like Twitter and Instagram help women share their stories directly. Ongoing problems, bias and stereotypes. Some media still show women only as a victims or emotional figures. Sensational reporting. Cases of violence are sometimes used for ratings instead of awareness. Rural women ignored, urban women get more coverage. Rural women's issues remain less visible. Online harassment. Women journalists and activists face abuse on social media. Now is a conclusion. In Pakistan, media coverage of women's issues has changed over time. In the past, women were shown very little and mostly in traditional or weak roles. Now, media gives more space to women's rights, educations, and achievements, especially through social media. However, problems still exist, like biased reporting showing only urban women and sensational coverage of violence. To bring real change, the media must show women as a strong, equal, and capable members of society, not just as a victims. Fair and balanced media coverage can help build a society where women and men have equal respect, opportunity, and voice.